Hey guys, welcome back to another video where we will be looking at a general announcement or system downtime notification system and how it can be configured from right within your AgilePoint portal. Every system administrator at some point needs to make few key announcements to the entire user base, including upcoming system maintenance notifications. Today, most system admins make use of email or company announcement system to send such notifications, but there are very high chances that users do not pay attention to such notifications. It is better to show notification to the users in the system where they work most of the day. AgilePoint NX Portal is one such system. For those of you who are already familiar with AgilePoint NX on-demand portal, it does have an announcement mechanism used by the product team to push new release announcements as well as make users aware of any upcoming system maintenance. There was a wishlist feature from some of our on-premises clients to enable same announcement mechanism in AgilePoint NX portal for their system admins to use for custom announcements. With AgilePoint NX version 7 software update 2, we did provide a way for system admin to configure this by adding values to their portal config file, but that meant user needed to have access to the virtual machine. With AgilePoint NX v9, we are opening this feature for system admins to push custom announcements and system maintenance messages to users who log on to the AgilePoint portal via an easy-to-use web-based interface which does not need any VM access. Please note that this feature is only enabled in AgilePoint NX on-premises or private cloud environment at this moment. For on-demand customers who are using a shared environment, announcements are managed by AgilePoint IT team. Let's look at this feature in action. So I'm in my AgilePoint portal and I'm logged in as the system administrator. So this functionality would be accessible only to the system account. And I'm going to go to settings, tenant settings. You'll see two new tabs over here, which will be only visible to system admin if the system is installed on premises or in a private cloud. So the first feature we are going to look at is announcements. At this point of time, I do not have any announcements. And if you see the icon at the top, there are no announcements available at this point of time. I'm going to go ahead and create a new announcement. So it is asking me to specify a title, a subtitle. There can be various states of an announcement. It could be in draft status while you're working on it. You can publish it. And once it has passed or reached its shelf life, you can archive it as well. And you can specify who submitted it. And there is a rich text editor where you can specify your actual announcement content and format it as per your needs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just go to one of my Word documents here and copy some text. So in this case, what I'm doing is I'm actually going to simulate that the admin has to announce a new release and they're putting in the release notes. Now this system could have been used for announcing maybe even a new version of an application, or maybe for that matter, maybe an announcement for a downtime of an underlying system like an RPA or SAP as well. So I'm going to just put a title that a new release is available, a subtitle, the release number. Status, I'm going to keep it in draft status. I'm going to say this is published by Steve Smith. By default, it defaulted to the system admin's account name. And then the content. Now, content, as I mentioned, is a rich text editor. I'm going to just copy and paste the whole release notes over here. I'm going to remove the first couple of lines. And as you can see, it has carried over all the formatting. I can use any of these formatting options. And once I'm happy with the content, I can just do a quick preview. This is how it would appear to my users. I can see the entire content. And once I'm happy with it, I can go ahead and click create. But remember, I have left it in draft status. At this point of time, there's nothing visible under the announcements. I'm going to go ahead and click edit. Once I'm ready to take it live, I'm going to change it to published. Click update. At this point of time, if you see, there's a new announcement which is already there, and that announcement shows up. If I click on it, it brings up the same window. So you can also see there is a title and a subtitle and a date on which this announcement was published. You can mark as a user, each user will see this announcement. You can mark it as read, and then the count will go down. Now there are various statuses for announcement. You can filter on those statuses. You can create multiple announcements as well. As I mentioned, this is very useful not just for Agile Point announcements. It could be a new app version announcement or underlying system maintenance announcement, because the users are actually working in Agile Point portal. They might want to know that maybe the SAP system would not be available for on such and such date. Now at any point of time, you can also delete the announcement as an admin. I can go ahead and delete it. It would ask me for confirmation. And if I now go in, the announcement is no more available. So that was for a general announcement perspective. Now, one of the key announcements people usually make is around system maintenance, and that the system would not be available on certain dates. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the other tab, maintenance notification. I'm going to specify my maintenance date. So I'm going to say today's Thursday. I'm going to have a maintenance on Friday. You'll specify the alert windows in terms of how many days prior to this maintenance date do you want people to be alerted. So maybe if I typically we set to say 5 or 7 days. So 5 or 7 days before the actual system maintenance, people start seeing a upcoming maintenance notification. The maintenance would be for 1 hour. You can just use the number picker to increase it if it is a bigger maintenance. You can use the default message, which will just use all the formatting along with the date and time of the maintenance. Or you can specify that I want to use a custom maintenance notification. So I can turn it off. It would ask me, do I want to add maintenance date and duration at the top by default? I'm going to say no, because I'm going to put totally custom message over here. I'm going to go to my Word document, copy a maintenance notification which I have created. Most of the people would just go with the default. But in this case, I am using my rich text editor. Now, again, it has all the formatting options. So I might say left align it or center align it or make it bold. So you can put whatever kind of formatting you want. And then I can do a quick preview. So it tells me this is how my users would see a pop-up notification when they first log into the system. So it shows me the date because I decided to show it this way. And it is telling me that please be advised that we will be performing a scheduled maintenance during the above time period and system would not be available. So please plan accordingly. Now, on-demand customers, as I mentioned, have already been seeing this kind of a message, but now this is available to our on-premises and private cloud customers as well. Now, as I mentioned, when the other user logs in, he will see this as a pop-up and he has an option to suppress it if he wants. So with that, we come to the end of this video. Now, as you can see, system admins can easily make general announcements or upcoming system maintenance notifications right from within the browser instead of having to go to any of the config files. Thanks a lot for your time.